For decades, hitting a six-figure salary was the ultimate milestone of making it. It was the threshold where financial worry was supposed to vanish, replaced by a comfortable home, effortless vacations, and a rapidly growing investment portfolio. But today, crossing that $100,000 mark feels less like arriving at a financial sanctuary and more like treading water in a stormy ocean. If you finally reach this milestone, only to realize you are still checking your bank account before buying groceries, you aren't crazy, and you certainly aren't alone.
My name is Santosh. I spend most of my time analyzing the hidden mechanics of money, human behavior, and the strange reasons why even high earners find themselves trapped in the financial hamster wheel. To understand why 100 grand a year feels like the new 50 grand, we have to look past the surface numbers. We have to look at the invisible forces draining your account before you even get a chance to save it.
Let's start with a reality check that nobody tells you about when you're celebrating your big promotion. The number on your employment contract is an illusion. Let's meet Mark. He's 32, lives in a major metropolitan area, and works as a senior software product analyst. He just hit his dream salary, $100,000 a year. On paper, that's $8,333 a month. Mark feels like a king.
But then, reality hits. First comes the government. After federal taxes, state taxes, and Social Security contributions, Mark's monthly take-home pay instantly drops to roughly $5,800. Just like that, nearly 30% of his earning power has vanished before it ever hits his checking account.
But here is what most people miss: the fixed cost trap. Because Mark makes good money, he lives in a decent, safe area close to his office. Rent or a mortgage for a modest one-bedroom apartment in a major hub easily eats up $2,200 a month. Add in $400 for utilities, high-speed internet, and insurance. Now, Mark needs to get to work. A reliable mid-tier car payment, plus insurance and fuel, shaves off another $700. Before Mark has bought a single apple, paid off $1 of his student loans, or gone out for dinner with friends, his $5,800 take-home pay has shriveled down to just $2,500. The numbers reveal something surprising. A six-figure income does not guarantee a six-figure lifestyle. It merely funds the baseline cost of admission to a modern middle-class existence. The real problem, however, runs deeper than just taxes and rent. It lives inside our psychology. When your income increases, your baseline for what you consider normal shifts subconsciously. This is a psychological phenomenon known as lifestyle inflation, or lifestyle creep, and it is devastatingly quiet. When Mark was earning $45,000 a year in his mid-20s, he bought ground coffee at the grocery store and brewed it at home. He hung out at local parks. But at $100,000, his peer group changed. His colleagues go to $7 artisanal coffee shops. They meet for $40 lunches to talk about project deadlines. Human beings are wired for social conformity. We judge our success not by an absolute number, but by how we stack up against the people around us. When you make $100,000, you don't feel rich because you are suddenly surrounded by people making $150,000 or $200,000. You upgrade your clothes, you sign up for the premium gym membership, and you buy the organic groceries. None of these decisions feel extravagant in isolation. They feel reasonable. They feel like what a six-figure earner should do. But thousands of dollars are bled out through 1,000 tiny cuts. Every time we upgrade our lifestyle to match our new income, we make a silent trade-off. We trade our future financial freedom for current comfort. Think about the concept of opportunity cost, what your money could actually become if it were given the time to grow. If Mark takes just $400 of that lifestyle upgrade money every month and routes it automatically into a broad market index fund compounding at an average of 8% annually, that money transforms. Over 25 years, that simple $400 a month turns into over $350,000. When you spend money on things that depreciate just to look like you make six figures, you are literally burning the wealth that could have bought you real autonomy later in life. The tragedy of the modern high earner is that they are asset poor but expense rich. They have the appearance of wealth without the foundation of it. But let's be fair to Mark. It isn't entirely his fault. There is a massive structural shift that we have to acknowledge. The $100,000 salary milestone was popularized in the late 1980s and 1990. Back then, a six-figure income was an extraordinary amount of money. In 1990, a $100,000 salary had the purchasing power of nearly $240,000 today. Let that sink in. If you are earning $100,000 today, you are essentially earning what someone in 1990 would call a $42,000 salary. The goalposts have been moved, but our cultural psychology is still stuck in the past. We are chasing a 1990 dream with 2026 prices. Housing, education, and healthcare, the three pillars of the traditional middle class, have outpaced general inflation by hundreds of percent. So while you feel like you've climbed to the top of the mountain itself has shrunk. If you find yourself in this six-figure trap, working harder isn't the magic cure. The solution requires a fundamental shift in how you manage the gap between what you make and what you keep. The first step is radical awareness. You need to separate your identity from your income. Just because your salary starts with a 1 and has 5 zeros behind it does not mean your consumption habits have to match it. First, implement the reverse budget system. Instead of saving what is left over after spending, decide on your wealth-building goal first. If you want to save $1,500 a month, move that money into your investment account the exact hour your paycheck lands. Force yourself to live on the remainder. Second, cap your fixed costs. Your housing and transport shouldn't exceed 35% of your take-home pay, regardless of what the bank says you qualify for. And third, kill the subconscious upgrades. Audit your recurring subscriptions and lifestyle choices. Ask yourself, am I buying this because I genuinely value it, or because I think someone making my salary is supposed to have it? True financial freedom has never been about the gross number on your tax return. It is entirely about the delta, the gap between your income and your expenses, and what you choose to do with that gap. Making $100,000 a year is an incredible achievement. It provides you with the ultimate tool, excess capital. But a tool is only as good as the person wielding it. If you let the modern world dictate how you spend it, you will remain trapped, no matter how high your salary climbs. Stop funding an illusion of wealth. Start building a reality of freedom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.